Fallen mode used to be called insane mode back in the older days of TDS. Being able to solo it meant you were probably one of the best players back then. But times have changed. So in this video, I will solo Fallen. But because I feel way too confident just because I have accelerator, I don't think I'll need a guide. Or so I thought. I got into Crossroads since it has a loop and it allowed rangers to get extra shots. I placed my farms near the paths so enemies have stun will aim for them and not aim for my towers that actually do damage. The early game was simple. I got a minigunner by wave 5. I upgraded to level 1 and continued farming. If you notice, this is the loadout that one YouTuber, he looks like a watermelon. This is the same strat he used. But instead of DJ, I'll be using accelerator. The heavies came out and it was better to see them just at 16 HP instead of them having over 45 health with like 30% resistance. By the time the abnormal boss came out, I already had 2 level 1 minigunners. The abnormal boss only had 175 health with 30% damage resistance. Very simple. At wave 14, I got an accelerator to deal with the 2 abnormal bosses and the shadows that will come out next wave. And the best part is that when accelerator is at level 0, he already gets hidden detection, which makes things really easy. The mystery enemies came out, Elite's favorite enemies. Totally. My RNG was alright. My RNG was alright in wave 16, but we weren't able to kill all the mysteries, which will only make things more stressful. Luckily, I got a level 3 minigunner and that made things easier by praying to the gods of RNG. Wave 18, I wasn't so lucky. I somehow survived that by some miracle and got a ranger for Fallens, which died pretty easy. I got another ranger since Fallens now spawn from mysteries, which will make things harder now. The giant boss came out and it was pretty boring. I felt tempted to skip the wave, but I decided not to, even though this fight would feel like watching paint dry. After waiting what felt like hours, he finally died and I had to prepare for the shadow boss. So the best solution is to get a level 3 minigunner and a maxed out minigunner, and use the remaining money to try to get a level 2 minigunner. I used the commander's call of arms and the shadow boss quickly died, thankfully. I got a max level farm to try to get and just spam level 3 ranges for the tank and glitches. Wave 26 had the glitches and I had to hope this will be enough DPS. Thankfully, with the help of Commander's Call of Arms ability, I finally got enough ranges to prepare for the tank. I started lagging, but luckily the tank had nearly 3,000 HP left. I was good, back to farming now, without a temporary solution to this. Wave 34 had boomers who were hiding in a group of clustered giant bosses. I got more minigunners because the giant bosses got past and now everyone was going after the old group of giant bosses. Things are falling apart quickly. I had to hope not to get too many shadow bosses. The first one came out, died quickly. The second, quickly. But the third died. Phew. We're in the clear now, but now the Templar was coming. 14,000 health with 40% defense. Luckily, that idiot hit the farms. I was chaining since that's how I got a bunch of DPS, but the Templar aimed for my minigunners and he soon disappeared into the crowd, now ready to screw me up at the worst time. The mystery boss wave soon came. The first one a boomer, second one a shadow boss, but the few not so bad. The Templar shot all of my towers and the shadow bosses leaked. I died. I tried a different strategy, a speedrun strategy on Harbor. Trying to cram rangers on the roof again, and I got all my gladiators ready. The tank came out, he died pretty fast. I got to wave 40, but I didn't have enough DPS to kill the Fallen King. So I went back on Crossroads with military base. Things were sure easier. I mean, we got all the way to wave 40 with this strategy. Didn't die to the errors, tank or shadow boss. And I also want to show you this absolute insane clutch. Yup. They spawned in just in time to kill the Fallen Guardians. But will the same happen to the Fallen King who had just lost 20,000 HP? Nope. Now after doing some grinding on Molten, I end up getting Pursuit and a Golden Crate. and reaching level 100. That's pretty much the same thing. And when I open my golden crate, you're not gonna believe what I got. Yup, I got Gold Soldier. I did actually reach wave 40 with my first strategy, as I had to spam minigunners for this, but I couldn't kill the Guardians fast enough. It wasn't even close. At this point, I had enough. I'm just gonna use a guide for this. And so I realized that this took me 10 attempts just because of my confidence and my ego. And because I kept on writing accelerator, I decided to follow Egg's guide. And also, by the way, I got Rave DJ. You guys like it? I got it from my deluxe crate after winning hardcore. Besides that, I started realizing how much of a difference DJ was making, and forgetting how good and ridiculous minigunner spam is. I mean, you have 3 commanders, 10 ranges, 1 DJ. That's just 14 towers. And so the rest, since you could place 40 towers, you could place 26 minigunners. Each one does 4 damage per shot at max level. That's 104 damage every single shot. I changed my commanders and the Fallen King was getting shredded really fast. And soon the Fallen King finally died. After this, I started realizing that I was mentally challenged and genuinely